Got 3 servings of cinnamon and oat Kodiak cake mix, and then I just mix it with water. And then what I like doing is I do a serving of Kerrygold butter on top, and I do half a serving of peanut butter, and then I use sugar-free syrup. And I've been kind of using this as a pre-workout meal now for a couple weeks. But the cinnamon oat Kodiak cakes are by far my favorite flavor. They have a nice like cinnamon kind of flavor, and they have like oatmeal that's kind of into the mix. All right, guys, giving you a little insight to what I've been doing kind of pre-workout. A lot of times I've been just getting like either Bang energy drinks. There's another one from GNC called Lit energy drinks I really enjoy. Or I'll just get like a regular Rockstar where you can find these really cheap for literally like $1 to $1.25 per can. So just really cheap. But since these are only 240 milligrams, I usually like being in that 300 milligrams of caffeine range pre-workout. I'm definitely like very tolerant to like stimulants, so I need a good amount of caffeine to really feel it. So I'm actually going to add in a little bit of kind of a cup of like black coffee to the mix to kind of get that caffeine content higher. And then this is when I'll also take my creatine monohydrate. Creatine monohydrate, they say it doesn't really matter when you dose it. So as long as you get in 5 grams daily of creatine, your body's going to be saturated with creatine. So that's fine. Some people like taking it post-workout. That's an option. I just like taking my pre-workout just so I remember to get it in. And then also too, one variable a lot of people forget with, especially for pumps in the gym, I'm actually going to take about 1/4 to 1/2 teaspoon of sea salt. Just getting that extra sodium pre-workout actually really helps with pumps. That's why a lot of times you'll see people getting ready for shows backstage and stuff like that. I even do it myself, where I'll add in sodium on show day because it helps fill you out and it helps with your pump, so you're actually full and hard, no homo, hard on stage. All right, guys, I wanted to talk about my current training split. So what I'm doing currently is Mondays, I'm doing leg day. Tuesdays, I'm doing chest and shoulders. Wednesdays, I'm doing back and traps. Thursdays, I'm doing just an arm day, just a sole arm day. Fridays is the second leg day of the week. And then Saturday, I do my second back day of the week. And then I rest, back and traps. And then I rest on Sundays. So the reason why I like this split is technically going to be, oh, Colin, you're training 6 days a week. But I really think of it more as 2 days a week rest days, because honestly, a full arm day isn't really taxing your body at all. So I almost feel like that Thursday arm day is also kind of a day for your body to recover as well. So think of that, not just like the one rest day. And then also, again, as a bodybuilder, legs and back are always going to be your 2 most important, they're your biggest body parts. So that's why I really love hitting each one of those body parts twice a week. So that's kind of why I really like this kind of split. And again, I just feel like, I don't know, I feel like with the arm day, just giving that whole day where you can walk into the gym and just completely hit your arms fresh, there's something to be said about that. As opposed to, you know, most people are doing, let's say, arms at the end of a push day or a pull day, you know, you're doing biceps. I feel like it's just not the same as opposed to literally just fully focusing on blasting your arms. So that's kind of my split right now that I'm doing. And again, I kind of want to talk about too, like, again, you guys, now, I hate admitting this, but now I'm 36 years old. Makes me feel kind of old, but in the natural bodybuilding realm, I feel like that's actually really young. You see a lot of the top natural bodybuilders these days, literally in their mid-40s, late 40s. Heck, there's even some awesome, you know, natural pro bodybuilders that are in their 50s, like Marshall Johnson, to name a perfect example. But one thing I kind of feel like now, training, you know, in my mid-30s, where, again, you're going to start feeling your joints, you know, definitely more now as you age. I feel like now that I'm older and I've kind of established, I've kind of built that really good base, I have, you know, a good amount of muscle to where I'm not, like, again, it's like I still want to focus on gaining muscle, but I'm realistic and realizing that this advanced in the game, I'm not going to make any huge, you know, muscle, you know, gains over the course of the rest of my bodybuilding career. So I kind of feel like now I'm kind of training a lot more towards injury prevention, more things that aren't going to completely annihilate my joints, you guys, because you got to think longevity too. And it kind of reminds me, even though it's, you know, it's a different example, but I just watched that documentary on Netflix with Ronnie Coleman, you know, 8-time Mr. Olympia. If you guys haven't seen that, it's a really good documentary on Netflix called The King. And it kind of shows Ronnie, like, yeah, Ronnie Coleman won 8 Mr. Olympias, but now they're saying that, you know, he might not ever be able to walk again. And a lot of it, or most of it, honestly, all of it is because of his training style. The guy was a monster in the gym, you know, squatting 800 pounds for reps, deadlifting 800 pounds for reps, but ultimately, that's what kind of like, you know, destroyed his body to the point where now he can like no longer even walk. He has to use like crutches. And again, they're saying that he may never even walk again. So my whole thing too is just like, I want to be able to, heck, I want to be able to maybe do like a master's bodybuilding show when I'm in like my 60s or 70s, just to like, you know, keep my motivation and have a goal or something like that. I'm not gonna be able to do that if all of a sudden I get to 50, 60 and I can't even barely even walk because my joints are so beat up from the lifting that I did in my 20s and 30s. So, I mean, that's just kind of my philosophy is now I feel like, oh, this motherfucker. Hold on. Sorry, guys. Got some crazies on the road. Welcome to Arizona traffic. Not used to this. But yeah, so again, I just kind of want to make sure that my training and stuff now is this kind of injury prevention. I'm not doing the same stuff that I did in my 20s where I was just really trying to kind of ego lift, really trying to like have the, you know, my highest bench press, trying to deadlift 600 plus pounds, trying to squat 500 pounds. Those are no longer my goals anymore. My whole goal now, honestly, I feel like a lot more of it, it's just quality. Just really focusing on like slow negatives, just making more out of each rep, just more like pure bodybuilding. You know, you're taking higher reps, but you're still focusing on as much weight as you can for those higher reps. But again, you're focusing on form, technique, all that stuff, not just trying to push as much weight as possible. So that's kind of more of my training philosophy now that you guys will see in these training videos. You know, in my mid-30s, it's probably changed from when you guys maybe first saw me lifting, you know, when I started my bodybuilding career, and I was doing a lot of, you know, powerlifting programs like 531 or Wendler's 531, stuff like that, where my ultimate goal was trying to really get stronger. And I do think that that's important when you're starting bodybuilding, kind of building that base. But again, I feel like once you start getting older and things like that, your joints start taking a lot more beating. You got to kind of train smarter, not harder. So again, you guys just kind of wanted to add that in. That's it. Action. You going? Yeah. All right, guys. One thing I've been loving post-workout is I love me some steak and potatoes. So I've been doing a lot of top round steak, which is a leaner cut steak. You're looking at about per 4 ounces cooked. It's about 8 fat, 0 carb, 41 grams of protein. So I cook up some top round steak. I just saute it in the pan. And then I just microwave a couple baked potatoes. I did 600 grams here. And I just take a fork and I just kind of mash them down. And I love, for getting another really good fat source, I love this Kerrygold Irish butter. I add a serving in there and kind of mix that into the potatoes with some sea salt. Really spicens up your potatoes. So I'll put the steak over the potatoes, and then I'll also just make like a side salad with some cucumbers and some carrots just to get some more micronutrients in.